everyone, my name is Yana, and 2 days ago I got an offer for a new grad residency surgical ICU program. This is the job of my dream. This is the offer that I wanted since I feel like my second semester in the nursing school. And today I'm just gonna share my joy, share my experience, and tell you the story of how I got this job and possibly try and help you to achieve your dreams as well. If you are a nursing student, or if you are just watching my channel and watching my vlogs and just curious about my life journey, welcome to. I hope this story is going to be interesting for you, and without further ado, let's get started. I even made a plan so I don't ramble too much. First, I'll talk about my nursing background and like what kind of program I graduated when and everything, like all these details. Then I'll tell you about why I wanted the ICU, and also what was my plan originally after graduating the school. What did I think I was gonna do, and how did I imagine my path. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is what did I do to make it happen. I'm going to share my tips. I'm going to share all the resources that I used that helped me to get this job, and hopefully it's going to help you as well. Point number one, I recently graduated from the ADN program. To be exact, in December 2022. I got my license on March 3rd, and I have zero experience in medical field except clinicals that we had in school. I did have a previous bachelor degree which was not related to nursing or medicine at all, and also I did immigrated to the United States about 6 years ago. So I didn't have any experience in the medical field. I didn't really have a lot of interaction with medical system in the US in general, because in my country it's completely different. Now I'm gonna answer the question why I wanted to get into a ICU program specifically. I know for those of you who are in the nursing field, you know that a lot of people want to get into the ICU programs, especially new grad ICU programs, because of CRNA school, because of the pay rate, because of the travel nursing and everything. One of these reasons is my reason as well. I did not think I wanted to be an ICU nurse when I started my nursing program, but throughout the school I did a few clinicals. I shadowed different kind of nurses. Peach, stop it. What are you doing? I'm talking to people. Why are you? So yeah, the reason is pretty basic. I do consider possibly going into a CRNA school down the road. I don't really plan it shortly, but also, out of all the nursing specialties, ICU seemed like the most interesting one to me as well. So if I wanted to spend some time before the CRNA school, or just in general for the next 5 years, even without any school, I wanted it to be in the unit of my dreams. I wanted to find the specialty that I wanted to try and get into that specialty, and ICU was just the one. So yeah, I was kind of eyeballing all those new grad programs that are available right now for the new nurses, and just in general ICU positions that I could see even before the graduation. A lot has changed since the day I started the nursing program and until I got to the end of it, because in the beginning there was barely no chances of getting into ICU right after school, especially with ADN program, not even bachelor. But now, because of COVID, because of a high demand of nurses in this field, and just in general because of the new grad programs that are available right now, it is possible. So by the time I was graduating, I knew that I have good chances to get into those programs, and I did not want to waste my time on med-surg or on any other unit that I wouldn't be completely satisfied with, and I wanted to get straight into the ICU, which I focused all my efforts on that, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. So originally my plan was to get into a new grad program, as I said, and even in this area there is not a lot of those. They highly interested and give more preferences to bachelor degree in nursing, but they also don't require you to have that in order to even apply. And around this area I knew 2 programs like that, and I basically considered it as my two and only chances of getting into the specialty that I wanted right away. Because I got my license in March, and the authorization process and just in general getting ready for it, taking the exam, took a little bit longer than I expected, so I missed the March start date of those two programs. Even though I did apply, I understand why they didn't reply or didn't consider me for those positions, because I wasn't ready, my resume wasn't ready, and just in general I was not at that place in my life to just start right away, even though I thought about it. But my original plan, before I panicked and started applying everywhere, before I graduated school, before I started getting ready for NCLEX, was to take my time off after I get out of school, to work, to rest, get the license, apply to the programs, and start the program in summer. But when we just graduated and all of my classmates started getting their licenses, people started looking for jobs, started starting their jobs, and I could see them starting getting the experience, I became a little bit anxious, and I was like, what if it's too much time? What if I don't get a job in summer? I need to apply. I need to apply to other jobs. I need to have a backup plan. So I started applying a little bit earlier, which wasn't successful, but yeah, it was just like a little panic mode. So right after the March deadline was missed, I didn't get the job, I didn't get any communication back to me. Started a new round of hiring for the summer programs, and all the new grad programs, especially with ICU units, their new start is beginning of August and beginning of September. When I saw those jobs offerings, I told myself I need to make sure that my resume is perfect for these jobs, and basically I considered those two job offerings as my two and only chances to get a job in the nursing field. So by the time I got a call and by the time I had my interview, I was very prepared, trust me. And now I'm going to share with you, what did I do? The first thing I did, I made sure that my resume was perfect. Not only I read through this huge information in the job offering, I made sure that I followed all the instructions that were in that offering, how the resume should have looked like. I'm sitting here editing the video, and I just want to put a quick tip that I forgot to mention when I was filming that video. Please disregard my red pimple. But what I wanted to say is that I highly recommend using ChatGPT for your cover letter, especially because you have to tailor your cover letter and the message to HR for every position that you are applying. You have to make sure that you are including the exact words and like exact qualities of you as a worker that every position requires. It has to be tailored and made up for those positions if you want to boost your success chances. And ChatGPT is an amazing tool to do that. Nobody's gonna check it for plagiarism, and it's just gonna help you to pack your words in more professional and more appealing form if you're struggling with writing essays or just creating a really engaging and really bright letters or emails. I have that in me sometimes. I don't really ask the chat to write it for me, but I put my ideas there, and I am looking for a inspiration or maybe some samples that tool can give me. So yeah, amazing thing to use for your job applications and cover letters and just in general communication by email with HR, with your interviewers. It's great because it gives you a huge variety of things that you can say and how you can say it, so you don't sound boring and like a template. Use that. This is great. I added even more details. Did add the screenshot of my license just in case, because I knew that my downfall was that I had ADN program, but my competitive side was that I already obtained my license, when the new grads that are going to be applying for August start are only going to be getting their licenses after May when they graduate. I started my BSN program right after I got out of school, so now I am going through the RN to BSN program. It's really self-paced, it's not really intense, and it's a 2-year program. I do online classes, but I made sure that they can see that I am on my path of obtaining obtaining a bachelor's degree in nursing as well. Even though they do want you to have the bachelor's degree in nursing or be in the process of getting one, they want to make sure that this degree is not going to interfere with your studying and your success in the new grad nursing program. I'm so sorry for my cats, they're just going nuts, I feel like. The third thing I did, I applied early. I mean, how early can you apply for an August program other than in March? So as soon as the job offer came out, I made sure that I applied for every possible position that I could find with a perfectly made and perfectly tailored resume for specific hospital, for specific position. These actually ended up working out for me, unlike the first time when I wasn't ready. And in 2 weeks after my application was submitted, I got an email from HR requesting a phone interview with me. I think one more really good reason why I was able to focus so much on those specific job offers was that I still had another job that I kept through my nursing school and that I kept after I graduated from nursing school, which gave me the freedom of choice and gave me the financial freedom to actually focus my attention on only those jobs that I was extremely interested in only those hospitals that I really wanted to work in. So yeah, if you want to be really specific about the specialties and jobs that you want to get after you graduate from school, make sure that you have a plan B, or make sure that you have another plan to support yourself during that time while you be looking for a job. Don't think that you're gonna get out of school and get the job and land the job right away. It might happen, but it might not, and you don't want to panic. You don't want to push your decisions according to your financial situation or according to your panic mode because you're running out of money or because you're afraid that you're not going to get hired anywhere else and you don't have other employment. So yeah, I do advise you to keep your job that you had during school or find something on the side that can give you the time and freedom of your decisions to base your first nursing job pick on your preferences but not any other reasons.
And it doesn't have to be nursing job, it might as well be something else, but there is also a lot of positions that are going to be available for you as a nurse, per diem or part-time, or just as a temporary solution that you can work right away after getting your license until you land the job of your dream at the unit. I don't really recommend starting on the unit that you don't like or you don't see yourself in, because as you know, temporary may really easy become a forever thing because you'll get too comfortable there at that hospital and at that floor, even though it wasn't your first choice. But there are a lot of positions in clinic that doesn't really require a lot of training, or flu shot stations that are open seasonally that you can really make good money, but it can give you a good amount of time for landing a perfect job that you really want.
Before I had the interview with HR, I did quickly read about like what are the steps and what questions they might ask me and how to act. She didn't really ask any interview questions itself. She asked about my education. She asked about my applications that I did before that. She did ask about the bachelor degree that I was getting, and she did ask about my job that I currently have. And she made sure that I understand that when I'm going to be having an interview with the unit manager and the unit director, they need to see that this position is my priority, and that they also need to see that I'm willing to give what it takes in order to succeed in it. So I had to tell them that I am willing to quit the job that I have right now, even though it's really flexible, just because I do want to focus on the nursing career. I also had to assure her that my nursing program that I'm enrolled in right now is really flexible, that I can take breaks, that I can handle the stress of a new grad program, especially for the first 6 months. So yeah, she was really assertive, but she was also a little bit concerned, and she was like, make sure that you tell that to your interviewers on your next step. And then she went ahead and scheduled the interview with the unit manager and unit director. She did offer me to get interviewed the same day, just in the evening, but I've decided to decline that offer and ask if she can reschedule that the following week, because I wanted to prepare myself and I didn't want to be too worried and underprepared, and she totally understood that. So don't be shy. If the time of the interview doesn't work for you, try and find the comfortable time, because you need to be on your A game. You need to feel comfortable. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of accommodations. Maybe it's not going to be perfect, but at least it's going to be more it's gonna work for you better. And when the day of the interview came, I made sure that I was 100% ready to for any question that they might possibly ask me. In order to get ready for the interview with the unit manager and unit director, I went on YouTube and I googled almost every possible YouTube video with the preparation for the interview, as for new grads and also for experienced nurses. For a week, I've been driving to work and back home, listening to podcasts or interviews on YouTube about how to get a job, what questions do they ask, how is it better to reply on those questions. I was even getting ready for the situational questions, even though I knew on the back of my mind that I'm probably not going to be asked those questions, because they do understand that I probably have zero experience, but I was like, no, I need to be ready. I can't blow it. And if you are right now getting ready for your first nursing interview or for the job position that you really want to get, and you are not sure what to expect from the interview or how you're gonna respond to those questions, I'm gonna link down below the channel.
So the channel that I'm gonna link down below is a channel of a nursing interview coach. Her name is Mary. She works as a nurse interview panelist. She works for multiple hospitals and she interviews nurses. She has a huge experience, and she created that little business on the side where she helps new grads or just in general nurses to get the positions of their dreams. She does have some private sessions. I didn't really go into these details. I only used the resources available on her YouTube channel. If you need more help, there is a lot of contact information on her channel that you can contact herself and schedule the individual consultation. I didn't really need that because I thought that she has more than enough on her channel, and also I didn't feel like I needed more help. But if you do, of course, reach out and just don't be shy. Go through her channel, listen to all the videos, make notes, try to create your answers, and I'm sure that it will help you tremendously, not only to get the job but also to get ready for the interview and lower your anxiety, because by the time you are done with her content, you will know exactly what to expect and you are gonna feel way easier and way more relaxed at your interviews.
I highly recommend going to that channel and checking out all of her videos in order to close all the soft spots that you might have. Yeah, and other than that channel, I also was rehearsing all the time, talking to myself for almost a week, answering the questions, trying to find the best way to answer to any question that I could possibly get. My advice: don't underestimate any of the questions that you're gonna find and that you're gonna rehearse for the interview, because even the simplest question as tell me about yourself or why did you choose this hospital seems like an easy task, but you'll notice when you start talking, you start rambling, you start adding the details that you might want to leave out, and also you're gonna start leaving out the details that you would want to tell your interviewer that might show you from the best side. So yeah, just go to that channel and also set aside some time that you're gonna be talking to yourself or talking to the mirror or talking to your camera, and if you spend enough time getting ready for that interview, I guarantee you, you're gonna land that job. Because my interview went extremely well. The nurse manager and the unit director were extremely pleased with me. We didn't have an interview. We had a really great conversation with the questions that they sometimes asked me. We discussed a lot of topics. It was half an hour that flew like 1 minute. I was worried the first couple seconds, and then I was really relaxed, and I literally told them my story. And even though some of their questions weren't exactly matching the ones that I was getting ready for, my preparation in advance and having the bunch of stories that I could tell them and show myself as a good nursing student and new grad nurse worked out really well because you can match the same story to 5 different questions. To be specific, from what I can remember, the questions that I was asked is tell us about yourself and why you decided to be a nurse. Also, why did you pick the hospital that you picked? Another question they asked, my worst day in clinicals and my best day in clinicals and why. I also got asked the question of conflict situations or things that the manager or co-worker would want me to do, but I don't agree with it. How would I manage that? And I think the last thing they asked is to say something, to tell something interesting, like an interesting fact about myself. Another very important skill at the interview is not only being able to present yourself from the best side and have the right story in your pocket that matches the question that you're being asked, it's also to be able to answer the questions that you don't really have an answer for and show yourself from the best side. And yeah, that's basically everything that I did. And the next day after the interview, I got a call from HR and she said that the interview went extremely well and they want to go ahead and make an offer to me, and if I'm still interested, she's gonna do that, which I said, of course I'm still interested. I'm thrilled to be joining that team. And in general, everything worked out really well because I have spring and summer in front of me. I will be able to work and rest before I start the new grad program, and in August I'll be ready. So yeah, this is my big news. I got hired for a new grad residency program for surgical ICU. So I really want to wish you guys good luck. I really hope that you land the job that you want and that my tips are going to help you to get that job. Please feel free to leave your comments down below, what specialties you want to go in, or if you were able to get whatever you wanted, and just in general, anything you want to comment down below and it'll talk to you there. Also, if you like this video and you want to support me, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like this video as well. And yeah, I'm just so thrilled and I'm so happy. For the past few days I've been flying with joy, and I'm just gonna go back to filming my vlogs, and I'll see you again on this channel really soon. Bye.